And then a few days later, the people who worked there like opened up, and the Ouija board was just outside the front door with a note that said, "Make it stop."
Oh, I've just got chills.
A
couple of days go by after she's been living there for a while and they don't hear from her. So her dad's like, I'm just going to go check. So he turns up one day and it's like the afternoon and he's looking around the flat. She's not answering. She's not
Oh
there.
my God, I just remembered.
Yeah.
She stuck her head out again. It's not locked, just let yourself in. Just then, she heard her mobile ring from the sink where she'd left it while she showered. She was irritated. It would take her ages to shave a fanny at this point, wouldn't it, really? She's getting ready for Gabe to come round. I haven't got a very posh accent. Mine's quite jarring, but you can't shout a name like Venezuela in the kind of accent that Tommy Fury has. It's been like, Venezuela! Yeah. Come on! Yeah. The oatcake shop will be fucking closed, you little slag!
She was always a little off-putting, but I always brushed it away with a laugh. Until she menacingly hissed across the counter, he doesn't like women coming into his home.
I am Hannah Bitchkovsky.
I'm Hannah Maguire.
I'm Susie Priest.
And I'm Suruthi Barlow.
And this is Ghost Huns.
With...
Redhanded! Oh my God.
Oh my
That's the most professional
goodness
we've ever done that,
Christ.
actually. Usually it's like, welcome to episode 125 of Ghost Huns.
Well, we're here to
Couldn't
bring the
say-
profesh.
Yeah, you
thank
should
you.
really.
You
Somebody
are very
needs to.
profesh.
Do you think?
Yeah.
We were saying that before you got here, that if we had to put in the level of effort that you did, we would have done about 4 episodes.
We
liked too
started like
much.
8 years ago, it was a different time.
It was a different
Yeah.
time.
It was. Can I be really fangirly for a moment?
Please.
Because I remember listening. I can't remember which episode it was. I think it was the Lucy Blackman.
Oh, Lucy Black.
Oh,
Lucy
God,
Blackman
okay,
episode.
yeah.
And I was on the tube platform going to a job I fucking hated, and I was like, I think I'd really like to do a podcast. These guys seem great. I'd love to
Hannah.
do that. And now.
Here we are.
My mum was like, oh my God, you used to listen to them all the time. That's mad. I was like, I know, Terry.
lovely.
I know. I mean, she
Oh,
doesn't talk
story.
like a 55-year-old man called Dave, but, she's very
The
excited.
sentiment was there.
Yes. So it is very, 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 very exciting.
Yeah.
I can't fucking wait to get into it.
Tell us, guys. You obviously true crime. Everyone's going to know who you are, but if you don't, you delve into all of the true crime. Capital T, capital C, the true crime. But tell us your thoughts on headline thoughts on ghosts. Are you believers?
Oh, I think
Where do you stand?
I would like to believe.
Yeah.
I would like to believe. I would like there to be more fun things in the world
Yeah.
than what there is. But I've never personally experienced anything. But I'm definitely a pussy. Definitely
Yeah.
a coward. Like we went and
Yeah.
did like a haunted house situation last year. Yeah, fucking terrified.
Was that at the Rams Inn?
It was
Yeah.
at the Rams Inn.
We've
Yeah.
tried our hardest to get in there. They won't let us in.
Really?
They won't let us in. I don't know. They're
Wow,
very.
I don't think
they're
I knew
gatekeeping
that.
it.
Do they do that?
No, I've been trying desperately. I'm like,
We
please
just-
let us come. They've probably seen what we've done before and thought, absolutely fucking
We
not.
just rocked up and spent a whole day there.
Yeah, it looks. Did you?
Had
so
a Nando's outside. It was great.
Did you get haunted?
no
Yeah.
ghost, but we did have a night.
It
Did
was
you?
terrifying.
What happened?
Well, you can watch it on YouTube. But the thing that stands out the most for me that I remember, we had a spirit box.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of things that came through on there that were like either direct answers to questions that we asked or like names and things like that.
was fun.
So that was, when you
That's
say you've
weird.
had no experiences, not quite true, is it?
I didn't.
You're a liar.
No.
YouTube,
Look, what I'll say is, when we were in there, I was like, yeah, that's weird. But it's like my brain, when we get out and I'm back in safety, I'm like, it was just a coincidence. But I will say the thing that scared me the most, which was absolutely hilarious, we had this spirit box and we were like leaving, coming back, driving back to London in the dark. And the spirit box was what was it? The spirit box was in the other van, but we had a walkie-talkie in our van. And the other walkie-talkie was in the other van. And suddenly we started hearing this crackling in the back of the van. And we were like,
fuck?
oh my God, what the fuck? It's the spirit box. We know it's not in this van. What's that noise? It was just the walkie-talkie and the other walkie-talkie, and there was like interference going on. Yeah, for sure. I was scared. I'm not brave.
Yeah,
When I'm in the house,
yeah,
I'm fucking scared. But cold light of day, I'm like, it's bullshit.
I know it's easy to say when it's like a
yeah.
sunny day and it's midday and we're going to have a wine.
Yeah.
What about you, Hannah?
I'm all in.
Are you?
You're
all
a
in.
Full
ghosty.
believer.
Absolutely.
You're a full ghost hun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Have you had experiences?
Yeah, I was just thinking about we were in Stockholm doing a show, and it was a really old theatre, like I think the oldest in Sweden. And we were doing sound check, and we were like laughing about we were like, how old is it? Well, actually, when first we walked in, the guy behind the bar just went, "Welcome to the old house." And I was like, "Oh."
Welcome to the old house.
Exactly.
And you're like, oh.
But you know what? Like, because everyone in Sweden's English is fucking perfect.
Yeah.
No one really
They
has
put
an
us to
accent. They just
shame.
sound like me.
yeah.
Disappointing, really.
Yeah, it was. And then we did sound check, and we were asking, like, "Oh, is it haunted?" And the lady in the box was like, "Oh, well, there was this lady who hung herself in the attic, and then there was a guy who used to run the theatre, and he hung himself up there too. So they live here. Bye, have a good show." And we're like,
I've been here for 150 years.
Trudy Barlow has been dead for 15 years.
Let me know if you need any ice.
And then we do the show, and towards the end of the first act, there's this really high-pitched, like, bird noise that, like, echoes throughout the theatre. And, like, the audience thought it was part of the show, and we were like, no, we don't know what that sound is. And it was really weird. And then we came off, and I was talking to our tour manager, and he was like, "Oh, like, don't worry about it. It's a battery pack that's, like, interfering." And then we went on, finished the rest of the show, and then we had to go out in the pitch black, just the two of us after the show, and it was the same bird noise that came through the bar. And I was talking to our tour manager about it the other week, and he was like, "I don't know what that noise was. I said that to get you back on."
Oh my God.
He spun you a lie to calm you
Oh,
down.
he's a little lying shit, is Ben.
Yeah. We could do with Ben actually managing our tour.
Do you know
I think.
what? He would love to, and he's wonderful.
Oh, well, we're getting Ben on.
Wow.
The next time we tour,
This
we're
was
getting
just
Ben
a
on.
whole setup to get Ben a new job.
Yeah.
Cheers, Ben.
I'm
Anyway,
very, very
that's been
excited.
Ghost Hands and Redhanded.
Do you know what? We weren't able to release this because of the context of it, but I feel like it's an appropriate memory to bring up. I won't say where it is, but we went to this place on a ghost hunt, and we went down into the cells, which used to be. It used to be like it was an old courthouse basically, and the guy who was running it was like, "Oh yeah, she's here. She's here, I can feel her." And I was like, we were like, "Who?" And he was like, "Yeah, she's here, Myra." And I was like, "You're not going." I was like, "You're not going down the road that I think you're going." And he fucking did. And I was like, "We can't use any of this. Like, this is absolutely..."
He also told Hannah that Myra was hitting on her.
Yeah.
He was like, "Myra's getting close," and I was
Yeah.
like,
How mental
she?
is that?
And he was like, "Yeah, she likes women."
Yeah.
And
She
we-
does.
She does.
outrageous.
She like Rose West.
She did.
We
Yeah,
were only
I
talking about that
know.
last night. Like for wines.
Over a wine, yeah. Fuck's sake.
The people who were sat next to us were like, "What the fuck are you?" We were like, "Oh yeah, they were at it. Yeah, it was mental how he committed to the bit." And I was like, if it was true, she was only here for 10 fucking minutes 15 years ago. Like, what would be? Why would you go back there?
Maybe it's like if you're a ghost anywhere you went, even for a few minutes, you can just read.
That'd be like me haunting Joe and the Juice because I went once in 2007.
If you fancy
Watch
it,
out,
you
Joe and the
can,
Juice.
but only that specific location.
Yeah.
fucking hate
I
Joe.
hate Joe and the Juice. Actually, I don't know why I brought it up.
No, let's not give them the
No,
advertising.
actually,
No.
yeah, fucking.
Fuck them.
Should we do a little pressy?
Oh yes, we've got a gift.
Oh no
You know
way!
what?
Shit in
Yeah,
your
we've
back
got your
pocket, like.
Oh my
I
god!
Wheeler
should have
dealer.
taken this out. I'm really sorry. I was like, at least
back
put it
of
in
a van.
I actually put it in my pocket last night so that I knew that I'd actually bring it. Oh,
Oh,
they are
what?
AirPods. They aren't the gift.
Thanks.
Unfortunately, that would have been quite nice.
quite a nice
wouldn't it?
gift.
So we have two. I don't know whether you want to open them and then decide which one you would like each because
We'll
they are
take
different.
whichever one you
One
give
of them is
us.
red for red-handed. But they are basically, I'm going to pretend like I know what I'm talking about. I don't. The woman in the shop was like, "Yeah, these are a good idea." They're crystals to keep you safe from all the mental energy.
I got
Yeah.
the red one.
You got the red one.
Jasper, protection for personal energy and a grounding stone ideal for the root chakra.
Look at that. The root. You've got to look after your root
You do.
chakras.
You don't want that getting ungrounded.
That bird noise, you
All up
don't
in
want
the
that
air.
following you.
I certainly do not. I dream about it. Oh
Thank
God.
you guys. That's very sweet.
Oh no, you're very, very
sweet.
welcome.
That's very
If we're going to
kind.
get you haunted, then we have to give you some kind of protection. It's in the
only
T's and
fair.
C's.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank
What
you.
shall we delve in with the tarot cards?
Let's.
Yeah, well, do you guys want to do the honorary picking? Who wants to pick a tarot card
Well, I'm
you're
sat here.
close.
Let me do it. Shall I go?
I actually brought my own.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, please.
Let's use yours.
Yes, sack off
Do you know
that
what?
shit.
I also genuinely believe that whenever I put, and I'm the same, I'm not convinced that any of this is real, but I am convinced that whenever I put my hand on it there, like just above, it's hot.
Suruthi's like, it's absolutely
She's like,
not.
it's freezing cold.
The
It's
aircon's
the same
on.
as the other. I can swear I can feel a difference in the temperature.
What are you getting?
Fuck all.
Any heat coming there?
We should have prepped you to pretend.
You've got, is this your actual personal day?
This
can't
is
feel
so
it, Hannah.
exciting. Can you not?
I can't feel
Hannah,
it.
can you come give it a rub?
I absolutely can. Ladies.
Come
I
give it a rub.
genuinely do feel. I feel that.
So, Susie, are you the firm believer then?
No, I'm similar to you. I
Okay.
really want to believe.
Sure.
Experiences have happened.
Okay.
But in the cold light of day, I'm like, no, there's an
It's just a
explanation.
coincidence. Yeah, there's another.
Yeah.
It's Jonathan Cricket in your
Yeah,
mind. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
But I
think
really
that's the
want
thing.
to because I think late at night by
Yeah.
myself.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah. If I have to go to the bathroom late at night, I'm going to be fucking
yeah,
scared.
yeah. Someone's going to grab my
But-
ankles. Hannah, what are you getting from the pack, love?
Oh.
But then we've got your pack.
I think we
so-
should do it from yours.
Yeah, I think you're getting some energy, but I think let's go with yours.
Well, do you know what we should have done? We should have picked those out and done the same again and see if we've got the same ones.
That'd be creepy,
So,
wouldn't it?
but it's gone now. It's gone. We'll just use yours. The moment has passed.
Yeah.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
What do you want to know?
How is this episode going to go?
Okay.
Is it going to be scary?
Yeah, tell us
Probably
the,
not,
yeah,
actually.
the vibes of this,
Very rarely is.
the energy of the episode.
Okay. I'm a bit out of practice.
Oh, I'm so
One just
excited.
flew out.
That did fly. I don't know if we've had that before. Is that
I've got
Five
my
of
book.
Pentacles?
It's 8 of Pentacles.
So,
Eight
I'm
of
such a nerd.
Pentacles.
Here we go. 8 of fucking Pentacles. Quick. Oh my God.
That was quick.
That was quite
That was
quick.
quite quick. I'll give you that.
Imagine if the book just flew out and was like, what?
I'd start to
Right.
believe a bit more.
It says something about online training.
You're going to do a course.
It does actually say, if the card is in the present position, this is something the client has already started, such as taking a course, community classes, or online training.
Or podcasting.
Yeah, it's like
No
be better at your
way.
job.
What?
It could also be further education or training at work to help her reach the next level in her career. It's about being recognised for your expertise in a field, maybe called in to work on a special project, or decide to start a podcast.
No, fuck off. That isn't what it says. No, it doesn't. You're a liar.
Thank you.
It does say that.
Kidding me?
I actually swear it does
I
say
was
that.
just about to say, I mean, that could be anything.
Oh my God.
Maybe
Look at how
this,
chuffed Hannah is.
maybe this
why I brought my
entire
own.
podcast is a training experience for
Yeah.
all of us.
Never in my life been
A bit of CPD.
Oh, starting
Hannah,
a
that
podcast.
pack is obviously like,
This one's
that's on
like,
fire.
this one's
That's-
Hasbro.
Well, the more you work with them, the more they
Podcast. I'm
help
shocked.
you.
so
That is
weird.
shocking. That is
Whoa.
absolutely
site.
shocking.
But every Tom, Dick, and
do.
Harry starting a podcast, so it's just telling everybody to start one. Also,
Yeah, if you're
I want to do a
listening,
control.
That's true.
I want to do a
That's true.
control F on that book and be like, how many times is the word podcast in there?
I am
demand to know.
shooketh.
I am shook.
I'm shooketh.
and it jumped.
It did. We did see that happen. That's,
Okay.
do you know what? That
Well,
is the
there you
most
go.
accurate that's ever been.
Okay.
Not scary, more professionally fulfilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start a podcast.
They only tell you
Fucking hell.
what you already know.
Wow. Okay. Well, shall we dive in to
Yes.
a ghost story?
Have you got a story?
I do.
Go on then.
So, what we do is sometimes we do Creep of the Week specials. So at the end of every episode, we have a Creep of the Week section where our
Okay.
listeners write in their ghost stories.
Nice.
So we're going to do one today because everyone's haunted to fuck.
Love it.
Yeah.
And I just thought, let's just dive in.
Please.
Let's do it.
And this
I'm
one is
here.
about a haunting in Greenwich. So,
I'm
you
going
know.
there next Sunday. Go to
yeah.
the
I
IKEA.
hate Greenwich.
Really?
Just going to the IKEA.
Oh, no, yeah, perfect. You're going to have a lovely time.
I need a kitchen.
This is about a pet shop in Greenwich. So if you've got any pets in your life, maybe check it out.
Okay.
You've both got dogs, haven't you? Oh.
Well, here we go. Love you, Huns. I'm 22. I've worked in a small pet shop for the past 5 years. He's put FUR for the past 5, you know.
I don't want to. I can't listen to people talk who are 22. I can't. I'm sorry. Next. Just jealous.
I know, it's outrageous. This is my story of the creepiest thing to ever happen to me. And then he's put here, I wrote this for Susie to read out, and please both try it in the gay voice.
No, because we will get cancelled.
You're playing with fucking fire, you lot. Jesus
We're never
Christ.
going to be booked for gigs again.
Yeah,
No,
don't.
we were recording a limited series that we're doing, Secret, whatever. And we were like reading through the script, and I said to the producer, I was like, "You've got to take that out. You will be crucified. Like, you cannot keep that in."
Yeah.
So welcome behind the curtain.
Yeah.
And please don't get us cancelled by association.
We have definitely
We
come
don't
close to the
approve.
bone.
Well,
a
no,
couple
he's
of
put
times.
here, it's okay, I give you the pass. I'm like, you might say that, Harvey, but no one else has.
No.
So we won't. If either of you Huns need a hamster and want to come check out the scary place, feel free to come in. Here are some photos to paint the picture, but I can add them in at the end. So let's get into it. I work in an old-fashioned pet shop in Greenwich, where the moment you walk in, the unmistakable scent of hamster and bird feed whacks you in the face.
What's an old-fashioned pet shop like dragons?
Yeah, it's the Harry Potter shop in
Owls and rats.
Olden tiny
Hendowigs
pets.
and Crookshanks.
I really want you to go now.
I'm
I have got to go. I
You
need to know.
go.
I imagine that when you
I'm
walk in,
gonna
it goes
go.
ding 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 ding.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh,
If
that
it
is
doesn't,
nice.
That is
I'm
nice.
leaving
That's what I
straight
imagine.
away.
Right, the first few years on the job. It's going well, guys. The first few years on the job were mundane at best, with the occasional surprise attack from a daddy longlegs when you moved an old box, or a sassy hamster giving you a playful bite. And then there's the local crazies, one being a lady who always manages to start a conversation even on a busy day.
I love how politically correct this is.
The local crazies, I'm like, they have mental health problems. Carry on. That was until a few months ago when a new work experience girl joined us. Let's call her Maisie. She's 18 years old and filled with excitement to get some hands-on experience with animals. The day she arrived was a typical cold and dark Wednesday. I was upstairs, busy making space for the new delivery of Dreamies, as you do, when I heard the door chime.
Weird.
Oh my God, everything's so weird today. Signalling her arrival. Suddenly, the fluorescent lights above started to flicker, beginning from the back of the long aisle until one by one they all went out, ending with the light above me. I walked over to the light switch in a huff and slapped the switch a few times, but it had no effect. The darkness surrounded me as boxes loomed over, amplifying my unease. I could feel my heart racing, and I glanced around, half expecting to see something. The eerie silence was deafening. Then, immediately, an immense sensation of fear swept through me as I felt cold fingers caress the back of my neck
Sexy.
and suddenly finger me.
I'm turned on. Susie's just reading erotica.
Thank you, Harvey. This is lovely. I felt cold fingers caress the back of my neck and then suddenly grip onto me. The air flooded out of my lungs and I froze in place, my heart racing. I felt like... It felt like something out of a horror story.
Is it Myra?
It's
She gets
Myra's
around
here.
these days.
She likes you, Harvey.
She did have a dog.
Do you know, he also said, stand in the corner and I'll get her to punch you in the face. I was like, no, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, it was
and then he was going,
outrageous.
punch her, go on. And I was like, I really don't want to do this.
Oh my God.
Also, I was like, I can't use any of this. This is absolutely outrageous.
It
Why
was
can't
so
you say
good.
it's great?
Because we were struggling not to, and we weren't obviously laughing at Myra Hindley. We were laughing at how outrageous it was. But it was
You've
just,
got to use that.
And there was one.
know.
There was a fucking teacher's pet, wasn't there? Who was like, I can feel her as well, Dave.
Oh
I
my
can also. I was like, shut up, Sharon.
Stop it.
Yeah, she was desperate to be like, yeah,
desperate,
Myra's here.
She's fingering
She's
me
like,
right now.
look, I'm being possessed by Myra. Absolutely outrageous.
Oh my God.
She was repugnant.
It was so...
Guys, rethink not using this. You should
Did you say
absolutely
Myra had a
use-
dog?
Myra did have a dog. I think it was
Really?
called Poppet. Was it
Oh,
called Poppet?
yeah, it was, yeah,
They
well
had a
done.
dog.
Really?
And
The
they
poor
would.
fuck.
This is we're just like cram true crime in anywhere we can. But like when
Please.
they would go and like they would obviously murder the children that they murdered, horrible, and then they would go bury them on the moors, and then they would go back to the places where they had buried the children and have picnics on top of where they knew they were buried, and take pictures, and it would be a picture of like Myra and Poppet the dog and like their picnic. And when the police found those pictures and they went and dug in those places, that's where they found some of the bodies.
That is foul.
So she could have been. She
Poor
could have gone.
fucking dog.
I know. Poor Poppet.
No, Poppet isn't the victim in
No,
this.
Poppet
I'm
definitely
like,
isn't
we
the
need to
victim
think
there.
about
I think
Poppet.
they did kill Poppet, I think.
they?
And they've killed Dennis Nilsson's dog as well because no one wanted him. He was called Bleep.
Oh.
And it's
Yeah,
quite
you
difficult to
wouldn't want
rehome
that,
murderers'
really.
dogs.
Yeah, it definitely is.
They've seen some shit.
Yeah.
Fuck, just
Jesus
horror in their
Christ.
eyes. Oh no, I can't tell that story. I can't.
Fuck.
Okay.
No.
I'll just tell you all afterwards. Okie dokie. Anyway, I closed my eyes in fear, and all I could think about was the idea of a protective bubble surrounding me as I struggled to breathe. My nan was quite eccentric when she was alive, claiming to be connected to the spirit world. She'd often sit me down as a young boy and tell me that one day I'd need to know how to protect myself from malicious spirits and dark creatures. Her words echoed in my mind, and in that moment, I wish I'd paid more attention to her lessons. The grip loosened from my neck as the bubble I was imagining in my thoughts formed around me. My eyes snapped open, just in time to hear the abhorrent sound penetrate my left ear, a beastly growl.
Oh. That sounds just like a little dog.
Usually I'm a good
puppet.
growler. Can anyone do a growl?
Oh, no, that's the dog.
Yeah, that was full dog.
Oh, my God, that's
Sorry.
disgusting.
A beastly growl, as if it came from a creature lurking in the shadows. My heart raced as I turned my head, trying to locate the source of the sound. The darkness felt alive, and I could feel that whatever had me in its grasp was still in the room watching me, waiting for me to give in. I took a deep breath, trying to steady myself, remembering my nan's advice about facing the darkness she said that feeds on our light. Without looking, I turned and walked straight down the stairs. My eyes were turning dizzy and my balance felt increasingly unsteady. I vividly remembered the sounds of flickering lights turning back on and the horrid squeak of heavy feet on the old wooden stairs, following me down to the shop floor. I couldn't bring myself to look back, terrified that I'd see the thing that had touched my neck. Each step felt like a countdown. The air was thick with tension, and I focused on the entrance to the shop floor ahead, desperate to escape whatever darkness was pursuing me. Slamming my whole body through the door, I was greeted by a small red-headed girl. "Hello, I'm Maisie," she said with a bright smile. The intense feeling of relief washed over me. I was safe for now. 1 week later, after making up excuses for why I couldn't go back upstairs, too embarrassed to admit what I experienced, I finally plucked up the nerve to go back up. This time, I brought Maisie along because there was no way I was going up there alone. We were putting away more stock for the day's delivery, heavy boxes and large bundles of hay. And now in my head I was like, what? I'm like, it's a pet shop.
Yeah, in Greenwich people, they got horses.
Yeah. Oh, do they? Is Greenwich really posh? It is posh, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, big time, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind
That's
it.
why it's called Greenwich Village.
Greenwich. It's so nice there.
I don't like Greenwich.
I don't, you know.
Gives me the fucking willies. I don't know what it is about it, but I'm just like,
that
I
pet
don't
shop.
know, interested in that.
It's the haunted
The
pet
pet-
shop,
yeah.
babes. It's those hamsters. Large bundles of hay and other miscellaneous pet products. When I looked around to ask Maisie why she was so quiet, but she'd vanished without a word. Confused and a bit unnerved.
Maisie's fucking dead.
I was like, she's fucking who? Confused and a bit unnerved, I finished up and headed back down to find her. The unease crept back in as I called her name, my heart racing again. Where could she have gone? She was outside the back of the shop, pale, and with an expressionless face, holding a cigarette that was shaking violently in her hand. I asked what was wrong, and I wish I never had. Her eyes were wide, and she whispered, "You won't believe what I just saw." My stomach dropped. What could possibly have scared her so much? I could already sense that whatever scared her was the same thing that scared me a week prior. She replied, "I saw something. I know it's crazy, but it was large, dark, shadow-like, walking slowly behind you. And then it just stood there." My heart raced as her words echoed in my mind. I felt a wave of dread wash over me. "What do you mean? Are you sure it wasn't just your imagination?" I asked, trying to sound calm. But the fear was creeping up through my throat. I sent her home saying she must be coming down with something and to get some rest because I didn't want her to be scared. But shortly after that day, she called letting me know that she wouldn't be coming back to finish her work experience. I couldn't help but feel a sense of dread. What could have really scared her that much that she refused to return? What kind of creature, ghouls, phantom, could look so sinister to scare someone that much? I mean, it was hard for me to imagine something that would have left her that shaken. Shortly after the call ended, the local crazy woman, we all called her Brenda. Is that because it's her name? We all called her, I'm like, it's Brenda. We all called her Brenda. She came into the shop, clinking from the sheer amount of colourful stones and beads covering her neck and wrist. She was immersed in a thick scent of incense that would linger even once she left. Every now and then, she'd come in and say something cryptic along the lines of, "Look out for the colour purple today," or "Take every step with a smile," as if she was a human fortune cookie or something. It was always strange, and I never knew if she was just being quirky or if there was some deeper meaning behind her words. I thought, nah, she just has nothing better to do than creep people out. She was always a little off-putting, but I always brushed it away with a laugh. Until she menacingly hissed across the counter, "He doesn't like women coming into his home.
Oh, prick.
He's happy now she's gone." And left before I could ask who he was. I screwed up my face, puzzled. I couldn't help but wonder who she was talking about and what it all meant. While eating my Tesco meal deal for lunch...
Wait, what though?
What though? I
Yeah.
need
What's
to
the
know.
option?
No. Harvey,
Obviously-
you've got to write in.
Obviously, it's chicken Caesar wrap, orange juice, and a twirl.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
no.
No,
That is
yeah.
Why? What are you
Is it
saying? What are
rogue?
you
What's that
having?
rogue?
orange juice for lunch.
Well, the orange juice is just so.
You're like, well, I'm out.
I'm fucking
I don't believe
out.
any of this.
You should see me at midnight when I'm like just dipping bread into those dips that you get from Domino's. That'd send you up the. I'd send you off the wall. That.
Why? What are you getting? Meal deal, Tesco.
I always want the pasta salad, but I never have a fork when I'm on
Yeah.
the go. And I'm like, why don't they have forks in here?
So they not put it in the
They
little
used
lid?
to.
They did
used
used
They don't
to.
No,
anymore.
now they don't. So I'm like, well, I can't have the thing I want because I
No.
don't have a fork in my bag.
Yeah.
So then I end up getting some sort of, I don't know, I'd go for like a club sandwich.
I think I think
Really?
bacon in a supermarket
Oh.
sandwich is risque.
See, I'm a sucker for that. So I'll go for a club sandwich and then I would go for Coke Zero or Pepsi
Yeah.
Max, depending what's there. And then a box of the chopped pineapple.
Oh,
Oh, was that in the meal deal?
There's
Very,
a meal deal.
very
Shit, the
adult.
bed didn't know
There's a
that.
meal deal.
What are you getting,
Bed.
Hannah?
Well, I feel like I'm going to have to get you some sort of travel fork.
That's what
Yeah.
I need. I've got a
A
travel
travel
spork. I need a travel spork.
Okay.
I have
I'll
a
get you
travel. I
spork.
have a travel straw now,
A tralk.
but I need.
You have a travel straw?
I do like
Do
one of those
you?
metal ones that's in like a little
Oh, like an
casing.
eco lad.
Yes,
Yeah.
only because I got my teeth whitened and it was agonising, and I was like, not going to undo
Can you
this.
tell me everything? Because I really want to get mine whitened.
Just do it, but go to a dentist and do it, and don't do it in.
Why was it painful?
It's bleach in your mouth.
chucking
bleach
bleach
in
on your
Yeah.
teeth?
And that's what
Yeah.
it feels
Yeah,
like.
and he
Does
was like,
it?
it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt quite a lot,
Really?
but just deal with it if you want whiter teeth.
Deal with it. How long does it hurt for?
until you stop using it. 3 weeks.
Oh
How
God.
often? Every night?
Every night. So you go, they make you a little retainer tray,
Mm.
and then you fill it with this gel, put it in every night. Next morning, you're like, no drinking juice because your teeth are going to just
Fall out.
Yeah.
punch you in the face like it's Myra Hindley. And then as soon as, Hannah was right, Hannah told me as soon as you finish, the pain will go. And it did.
Really? So you had yours done as well?
Oh, but years ago.
Yeah.
Years
Really?
ago. And I couldn't do the full thing. I was like, I don't care about teeth this much.
Really?
Yeah.
That's why I didn't get Invisalign because I was like, I'm so
No.
shit with pain.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Invisalign looks like a scam to me.
Well, it just
Because-
looks so faffy.
It's faffy and
Yeah.
it's expensive. And every time my mate had it, she was like, "Don't they look amazing?" I was like, "No, they look the same as before." And I was like, "I'm only telling you that because it obviously. I mean, some people I've seen and it's worked quite well, but then hers
it's
was just like.
expensive as well.
it's
Yeah.
Have you had Invisalign?
No.
No, a couple of my friends have, but like I just kind of have discovered I don't really like super straight teeth. I
No.
think like having like something just
Characterful.
normal.
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
characterful.
See,
Do you know what I mean?
like that because when I went to the dentist and I was talking about getting my teeth whitened, he was like, "Oh, and we could also introduce you to our orthodontist." And I was like, "What are you saying about
Excuse
my
me?
Yeah,
teeth,
rude.
mate?" And I've always liked my teeth, and
You
he's
have
like,
great
"Well,
teeth."
you've got these two lions teeth," and I was like, "I know, but I like that."
No, I
and
think
he
that's
was like,
great.
"Oh, but you could make your smile wider if you push," because basically, I got the two.
Oh, I think they're
The
lovely.
two
Yeah.
out canines. I was like, "Fuck you!
They're
Yeah.
great
I'm gonna
teeth.
keep them." And I was like, "No, just
What are
just
they
the
called?
whitening."
Lions?
No, he was just like they kind
Oh.
of look like because they're like fangs because they stick out a little bit. But I was like, I don't know.
I
how
think
to
fangs are
rub them.
cool.
Yeah.
Obviously.
We were saying about it as well because in stand-up comedy, it's if you just look the same as everybody, like it's all about your expression and
yeah.
how you.
Oh,
and
that's
it's,
a really
it's
good
like
point.
I think I'd like composite bonding because that just fills in like all the little
Any
nitty-gritty bits.
unevenness you can fill it in.
Yeah, yeah.
But
But
also,
it
when I
keeps
see
your
stand-up comics
little
who have had
quirk.
like Botox,
yeah.
and actually, like, it's a really weird experience because like they're trying to like. Well, I'm very expressionful.
Yeah.
Don't know if that's a word, but like you're delivering like
Yep.
humor to an audience, and if you can't move your face,
Yeah.
your words had better be fucking good because
Absolutely.
And
a
if you
lot
look the
is
same
in
as
the,
everyone
like
else.
the gurning and the
Yeah,
expressions
yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Basically,
stand-up
if
comics have
someone's-
frozen their face. I just don't think it
But
registers
it's the
as
same with
much.
actors, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think maybe
Yeah.
you just need to go to somebody who's special. Not that you need Botox, but if somebody is
Susie.
wanting
You're like,
that,
"Hun, I got someone."
maybe go to somebody who specialises. Be like, I want to keep an expressive face.
Yeah.
but I just want to
Little
look.
tweak.
Younger.
5.
No, but I want the white
yeah,
tea.
5 at least.
Interesting.
Just go get
and how
them
long does
done.
it last for?
Well, don't know. And it depends, I guess, on your usage.
Yeah, and coffee drinking.
Which is why I got the portable straw.
You're going to have to get a chalk and a...
God, I'm so intrigued by that.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, we've gone into teeth. We're back to Brenda. No, the meal deal.
The meal deal.
What are we guessing that Harvey's had? What are the options?
I think Harvey's having a pasta salad because he can take it back, and he's probably got cutlery at the shop.
He's got cutlery, isn't
Yeah.
he? In a fucking pet shop. Did we say what you were going to have?
No.
Go on, I'm desperate to know.
What we have to know.
I would go chicken Caesar wrap if there were
Chicken
no
Caesar
duck
wap's delicious.
ones.
Oh, you
Oh,
go
you're a
duck.
duck
I do
girl.
go duck.
I've never dared.
Really?
I've never dared.
I don't think I have either.
No.
Duck wrap. I'm going to a very low
I see
rent
them
Tesco.
all the time. Hoisin duck wrap.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been terrified. I don't trust
Fuck,
Tesco
I
and
haven't
duck.
had a duck in ages.
No duck, no bacon.
I remember someone making me they were like, I've made you a really lovely duck meal. And I was like, oh, great, I like duck. And it was one of the most disgusting things. And I had to sit there and I pretended I was like, do you know what? I was just so full. I had 3 breakfasts and I couldn't possibly. And it was rank.
What was wrong with it?
The skin was all rubbery. And
That's somebody's cooked that badly.
it was,
Somebody's,
it was
no
definitely them.
offense.
But since then, no, it was 100%
Factory
them.
off cut.
But it was...
I'm sorry for
Yeah.
them. It's
It
a
was-
tricky meat to cook.
It is. And I was like, please don't bother.
Would you say
give me a
on the
sandwich.
whole they're a good cook?
It was the only time they cooked it. It was like a bang. It was
yeah, no.
And now you're too traumatised.
And now I'm too traumatised. But my boyfriend did cook me the worst, actually worse than this. One night he was like, I'm going to make you spaghetti bolognese. And I was like, oh, delicious, lovely. It's like the second time we've gone
Who
out.
doesn't know how to make a spag bowl?
Well, because he'd had a few drinks and he was a bit pissed. He was like, oh, I actually realised I don't have any garlic or sauce or anything.
Oh.
So he browned off the mince. No onions, no garlic, no nothing. Got
No sauce.
Got Philadelphia cheese and blended it up with raw tomatoes and handed it to me. And I was like, repulsive. I couldn't even. And he was like,
Jesus
it was
Christ.
foul.
Any Italians listening are like, oh,
Yeah, no, and
That's-
any
yeah.
actual person who's tasted food before listening will
That's some sort of despicable, ready, steady cook.
it's foul.
challenge.
It was
That's
foul, and I won't
fucking-
let him cook for me now. There's absolutely no way.
Do you know
No
what?
way.
I see his thinking, though.
No,
I see
no.
his thinking. I see where he was going with it, but it was doomed.
And he doesn't
to
season
fail.
fucking
the
anything.
thought was
Oh,
there.
wow.
Hates
Thought-
flavour. He's someone who on a night out he'll come back and just cook a tomahawk steak instead of having a kebab. He will just eat steak. He's upset. The man's
So
had gout.
bougie.
The man's had fucking gout. He needs to lay off it. But he will only eat. He just eats steak. He doesn't season it. He just goes boom, boom.
Well, that's one of the hacks they
Crazy.
say. If you don't want to if you're working on shred or whatever,
He's not.
don't get the kebab. Cook a steak before you go out and then come home and eat the steak.
Oh, is that it?
Oh, really?
He's not sure. He does this after 17 pints of cider.
Sure,
I'm not sure. I'm not
Yeah.
sure he's that bad
I'm
about
quite
shredding.
intrigued that you just have a tomahawk steak
Yes.
kicking around in your
He
fridge in
does.
your house.
Well, the thing is, he is a bad
Fucking
cook because
Flintstones over it.
have you not been to our rock? He went to Borough Market once and he was like, I'm going to cook you a fucking delicious meal.
Oh.
And he went to Borough Market and obviously it's completely overpriced and ridiculous. And he bought everything there. It must have cost him about 60 quid. He'd bought scallops, he'd bought...
Oh, and the rest then.
Yeah, he bought scallops, he'd bought steak, he'd bought loads of stuff. Lovely cheese and pasta and it was foul. I was like, you can't
That's
get this wrong.
such a man thing
And
to
it
do.
was
Be like,
horrible.
spend all the money and all the things. And
Yeah.
then be like, I don't want to do
And
it.
it was, but he's like, Mom! And I was like, there's no,
Mom, I
I was
won't
like,
do
there's
it.
there's no sauce. And he was like, the Comte's the sauce. I was like, if you say the Comte's the sauce one more time, I'm going to punch you in the fucking
It's not
face.
fucking sauce.
And he was obviously devastated, but I was like, why don't you back off and stop trying to cook me
Yeah.
things? I'll just order a pizza.
Also, Comte
Move on.
doesn't even melt right.
It
to be a
doesn't melt
sauce.
right. No, it doesn't.
But
Correct.
You know what? I appreciate the effort he was putting.
Well, next time I'm coming round to yours for dinner instead, because at least you understand Comte.
Anytime, my friend. Anytime.
Right.
I'll cook you a duck,
Back
right?
into this meal deal.
Sorry.
Harvey.
Yeah.
Brenda. Right. So he's eating his meal deal for lunch. I realised that until Maisie, we hadn't had a woman working in the shop while I've been here. That's kind of wild to think about. It made me wonder if Brenda's comment had anything to do with that. Maybe there's something about the vibe in the shop that kept women away. It was definitely something to ponder while munching on my sandwich. So no pasta salad for Harvey.
Probably no wrap either.
No.
Cheese and onion, gotta be.
Laying in bed that night, I love cheese. Anyway,
She's really
laying
good.
in bed that night, I couldn't sleep as my mind raced with possible theories about what was happening in the place I work. I stayed up researching, checking old newspaper archives, old pictures, postcards of the high street back in the day, anything that would give me even the smallest of answers. It felt like I was on the brink of uncovering what skulked above the pet shop. After not sleeping that night, I discovered the history of the building I work in was a rich and twisted one. It was a butcher's shop over 50 years ago, owned by a man who lived and was found murdered on the upper floors by his own butchering equipment, which is now the storage area where Monster is. The ground floor was where he'd prepare the bodies of the animals he'd butcher and package to sell. It had originally been the site of a church for the palace that's just a 5-minute walk away, and allegedly the palace and the surrounding area are some of Greenwich's most haunted spots, with some even claiming to have seen the ghostly apparition of a kind maid. Large dogs. And even the ghost of a former staff member is said to be given tours of the palace when the palace should have been empty. To this day, I never look back as I turn the lights off in the storage room out of fear of seeing the shadow man, the beast, the darkness. It's unsettling to think about what might linger in the shadows of a quaint little pet shop. So consider how I feel each morning as I flick the light switch, hoping they don't blink out for the last time.
Oh my goodness
The
me.
end.
So the butcher was murdered
Butcher was murdered.
with his own butchery
by his own
equipment.
Yeah, by his own fucking knife.
But they never caught who did it?
No. Bit true crimey, that
Bit
one.
true crimey.
So, girls, can you give me an explanation, please? Have you covered this pet shop? If not, why?
I can't wait to see the selfie of you at the pet shop
We don't know its name. I'll
with your
find
spirit
out.
box
Well,
and
if
your
it's,
Ouija
close, if
board.
it's close to the palace, then
It's
my
just got to be
Sherlock
Ye Olde pet.
yield.
Emporium.
How hard can
Yeah.
it be to find?
How
I'll have a
hard?
look.
Yeah.
I'll have a look.
Yeah.
Yeah, do.
Ghost.
Ghost.
Butcher ghost.
Butcher ghost.
Or
I mean,
is it the ghost that killed the butcher?
Never mind
Yeah.
that. What fucking sandwich was it? Harvey, for the
Please
love
give us
of
an
God,
update.
will you send us an
Christ's
email?
sake.
Susie, we didn't get your Tesco meal deal.
Oh, yeah, we didn't
even
get
get
yours.
No,
Hannah's.
but listen,
Oh no, duck.
I don't get meal deals.
I would never.
Don't get a meal deal.
No, I don't do that.
I would
only
never.
Nina.
Only Comte for Susie.
It's a sauce, don't you
I do
know?
tomahawk.
it's just so nice and moist.
I don't know. I just do fondue on a ski trip. I mean,
Just Comte and a pint of orange juice.
Orange juice at lunchtime.
I'm scandalised by
When is
that.
the appropriate time? Breakfast.
Never. You shouldn't drink orange juice.
It's delicious. On a
really?
hangover,
It's
orange
just
juice is
generally
so
bad
good.
sugar levels and stuff.
It's spike your blood sugar
It's
right up.
outrageous,
Fuck your teeth
yeah.
up.
Fuck
Fuck
your
your teeth
teeth,
up.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
basically it's like taking an orange and being like, let's get rid of all the fibre.
Yeah.
And here's just the sugar.
Yum.
Have fun with those blood sugars, my friend. But
But
also
they're
Maybe I
so
should just have
tasty
an
and
orange.
delicious.
but tasty. If I go on holiday, I'm drinking orange juice in the morning.
Oh, really?
For
That's a
sure.
treat.
But I don't buy it anymore because if it's in the house, I'll drink it.
Yeah, I
Really?
used to drink gallons of it on a hangover.
Yeah.
Like absolutely horrific with the Domino's pizza.
So really, my scandal is just the jealousy, I feel.
Yeah. I get that. This is me being relatable. I get
Because you've undermined that by saying you don't
I
eat
don't
the
have
Tesco's
meal
meal
deals.
deal.
No, but I get the Sainsbury's ham hock sandwich all the time. I love that.
That's
You
not
ever
a meal
That
deal.
doesn't make you sound relatable.
No, it doesn't. Ham hock.
had- You know ham hock?
Fuck's sake.
Oh, I hate myself.
We're going to get... Oh, can you please stick around? I have meal deals. I'll eat out of the
Do you
bin.
remember I didn't go through a drive-through in McDonald's until about a year ago.
Oh, honestly.
Where are you from?
I know.
No, from a little pixie land.
We went to McDonald's because we were driving to a ghost tour. We went to McDonald's in the morning and I was like, I'm so excited for this Mackey's breakfast. And Susie was like, what? Is there a menu? And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? What are you? And she had porridge and was disgusted.
Listen, I am disgraceful, but I don't know how to. I don't know
feel
why
like I
am
need to
the way I
study
am.
you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she's insane.
Yeah, I'm like an anthropological.
I've got an
I don't know.
anthropology degree. So
Someone write an
ethnograph you.
essay. Yeah, to be discussed. Okay, the
Ham
ham
hock
hock
sandwich.
didn't work
Nice.
to make me
not
relatable.
really,
Fine.
no. Are we ready for another story?
Yeah, go on.
Okay. Hi, Ghost Huns. I would like to be kept anonymous because I am absolutely terrified.
I'm going to say mental.
I'm absolutely off my
name's
fucking head.
Brenda.
I'm escaped and they will catch me. I know everyone says this, but what I'm about to tell you is completely true, which means it definitely is not. It's about a friend of mine and I've changed all the names for you. I've turned it into a bit more of a traditional story, mainly to make it a bit more palatable for myself when I recount it.
And interesting, probably.
And probably interesting, yeah. Ring, 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 ring. Was that? It's like a phone? Did we get that?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
The bell of a pet shop door.
Imagine we didn't get that when you said ring, ring. We're like, we don't know what you mean.
What is that?
As soon as I started, I thought I've gone too hard.
Yeah.
I've definitely gone too
No,
hard.
we don't know. Explain.
But there will be a time when people forget that is because when was the
That's
last
true.
time anybody's phone actually rang? You just say,
That's a
my
good
phone's
point.
ringing, let me
And then you
let me pick
cancel
it up.
because phone calls are
Because
not
we don't want to
allowed.
pick up.
Yeah,
I
very
have a
nice.
landline.
Shut
Do
up.
you?
And not only do I have a landline, I have the red phone from our cover art in my
Oh,
house.
that's nice.
And I keep it in a cupboard, and the only person who has the number is Alex, our producer.
You're like the president.
So whenever I have people around and Alex is there, we play the phone game where he'll just ring the red phone throughout the evening, and the first person to get to the phone is the winner.
I
And
love
like
that.
people are just like slamming
Oh my
people to the
God.
ground in my
Yeah.
very small flat. It sounds like I've got this like, enormous manor house where like, everyone's just like elbows like
Does
trying to get
anyone
to the
like? Do you ever get like spam calls to it? And
It rang
rings and-
once, and I was like, "Did you just ring the red phone?" He was like, "No," and I was like, "Well."
Haunting.
That's
We'll never know.
petrifying.
Yeah.
But the only person who has the number in the world is him.
Well, there you
Oh
go.
my God.
There you
I want to
go.
make it my life's mission to get the number.
Yeah.
I want to give you a ring. I don't
Sounds
know,
a
I mean,
bit,
that sounded
sounds a
creepy,
bit
didn't it? You're
stalkery,
like-
yeah.
I mean,
We
be
don't have
added-
a HR team for you to complain to. I do apologise. It will be me. Yeah, I know she's predatory, but what can I do? Anyway, so the phone rings. Beatrice fumbled around in the pile of clothes on her bed for her phone. She had to hurry up because she was running late already. She smiled when she saw who was calling. It was Gabe. That is the biggest fuckboy name I've ever heard.
Gabe's gonna break
Gabe's a
your
bit
heart.
sexy, I
Gabe.
think.
It's
Gabriel.
like when I
Gabe.
was traveling, I was in this hostel and I met this guy and he was like, "My name's Gail." It
Gail?
means, no, what is it? Gail? But he was like, it means wave in my language. I was like, okay.
It means Coronation Street in
anyway,
mine.
here's Wonderwall.
It's Coronation.
That's all I saw as you being come onto by Gail Platt.
We just call him Platty. He didn't like it.
Oh, never. That is very funny. Anyway, it was Gabe ringing. Her heart started to pound when she relished in the excitement of her feelings. His floppy dark hair and green eyes left her weak at the knees. Sexy.
Nailed it.
Not to mention the dimples on his cheeks. So deep you'd be at risk of suffocating in them.
Oh, right.
Okay, Beatrice.
Stunning. She fancies. She wants to bang. She'd give a blowy. I'm done with blowies. I'm retired. This is where all the blowy chats come from.
Fair enough.
Just FYI.
Fair enough.
My mum's always like, "Oh, you stop talking about fucking blowjobs on this podcast."
We need to-
Please,
we
your
need
nan
to
could
raise-
listen at any
We
second.
need to raise the tone.
We do.
We have guests, Hannah.
Blowies. I just can't do them. Anyway. Okay, yeah, suffocating in his dimples. She pressed the answer button. I've been thinking. Gabe cut to the chase before Beatrice could even say hello. We're students. We're skin. It's snowing outside. Wouldn't we technically be saving money if we spent the night in the same flat, sharing the same heating?
He's got a point, to be fair.
That would turn
Cost
me
of
on
living
more
crisis.
than anything else. Yeah,
Yes.
saving money. Hello.
What a financially responsible man.
Yeah.
Nipples. If you didn't see that, I did do an impression of an erect nipple. Anyway.
With your massive long nail.
Beatrice couldn't help but smile. She and Gabe hadn't even kissed at this point. She wasn't even sure if she'd wrestled out of the friendship zone yet, but this sounded promising. She was supposed to go out with her friends, Delphi and Evie, but oh God, she so desperately wanted to see Gabe. He was being so flirtatious. Something might actually happen tonight. They'd been friends for a few months and both Delphi and Evie had told her not even to go there. The truth was, something was off about Gabe.
So, sorry, just so I'm clear.
Yes.
The collection of names we have is Delphi, Evie, and Gabe.
Yeah. And
Cool.
Beatrice.
Oh,
Don't
well,
forget
no
Beatrice.
meal deals there.
It's a flat share in Greenwich Village.
Do you know
for
these
sure.
people?
Are they quite posh names?
Oh my God, there's
It's strictly ham hock sandwiches.
there's a nursery
Yeah. They're
opposite
actually my
flat.
siblings.
There's a nursery opposite my flat. And I live in Stoke Newington, which is full of like either dinks or like very young families.
Right.
What's dink?
Dual income, no kids. So very rich people
I've never heard that.
who have chosen not to have children so
I'm
they can
into
have
that.
whiskey and fireworks and a
Yeah.
nice life. But there's a nursery opposite me, and I was walking my dog past it, and this guy, he's like, Ariadne, come on. I was like, I need to leave.
Oh my
Ariadne.
God.
Ariadne and Delphi, it's the same kind of vibe, isn't it?
That is dreadful.
Isn't it just?
That's almost as bad as Tommy Fury's kids being called like Venezuela.
Yeah.
That's quite
literally,
bad,
and that's not a joke. That
No.
one of his kids is
Really?
called Venezuela.
Yeah, it's
Venezuela.
really.
Yeah.
And it's just like, look, I haven't got a very posh accent. Mine's quite jarring, but you can't shout a name like Venezuela in the kind of accent that Tommy Fury has. You just like it's being like Venezuela. Come on, the oatcake shop will be fucking closed, you little slag.
I did watch the whole of the Furies series.
Me too. It was fascinating.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I did. I quite like. I mean, he's a bit of a dick to her, but I quite like them.
I quite like them.
They're quite
Is he a
likeable.
boxer?
He's
Yeah.
a boxer, yeah. And he was like, look, I've got mad bipolar. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. And then he's like, I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. And I was like, yeah,
So
right.
he's not a full villain.
No,
No, I don't think he's a
He's a
villain
good
at
lad.
all.
he's almost like quite. He's been. I don't know. He's been kind of a victim of the
yeah,
of the,
getting
the
punched
industry.
in the head.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he's just.
Yeah, a bit addled.
Yeah, it's very strange. Anyway, let's get back
Sorry.
to
Delphi
to the
and
poshest 18-year-olds. Why do they care about fucking saving money on the heating then?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's
Daddy's-
old money, isn't it?
Daddy's
tight
paid
as
for
shit.
it.
It's true. It's true. It's how you stay rich.
Exactly.
It's how you stay a Delphi.
Anyway, she's very excited about seeing Gabe, but there is something off about him. Gorgeous, absolutely. Charming, without a doubt. However, women had started to go missing from the campus. Was this American or English? We don't know. And not just any women, women who Gabe had been dating. And the whispers had begun. I think that's a bit too on the nose, though, isn't it?
I'm also like, so that's already
Biggest
happened.
red
There's
That's already
already
happening.
an air of suspicion around him, but
she's
you are
like,
still
"Finger
into
me."
it. Yeah.
Behind the bins, please, to make me more relatable.
I've just eaten out of fished out someone
Tell how
else's
many
meal
times
deal.
I've been fingered around the bins. Immediately came
Look,
straight
we've
to
all
it.
been fingered behind a bin.
The
Okay?
thing is,
We've all been there.
you just can't beat the days where you'd get your Mackenzie jacket on, your bottle of cider, and you'd go to the fucking field, and everyone would just be at it. What a day! What a day that was! Like in
How many
double science.
fields in London?
Double. Oh, you've missed
I
out.
know.
Double science at the end of the day when you're like, who's going to go get the booze? Because I'm going to do it up the arse later with fucking with Jono. Mum, if you are listening, that didn't happen.
Where's Jono now?
Where is he now? I did a gig in my hometown, and as I was about to go on stage, I saw like a guy that I very, very distinctly remember shagging. But like during that time when you're young, and I was like, no, I can't do this. And it was, I was so terrified about getting, I was like,
That's
I can't look him in the eye
That's
and
hilarious.
literally do a
So
bit
weird.
about him.
That's
to
so
his face.
funny.
Outrageous.
Just change
I
his
did
name
it.
to Gabe.
It's like the
No, it's definitely something like Daryl, something like that. Anyway, where are we? So
a red flag.
we've got a red flag.
Women have been going missing.
He's
Yeah.
suspected of murder.
Exactly.
basically.
Everyone thought that Gabe was responsible for these vanishings, Delphi and Evie included, and they warned Beatrice that if she even spoke to Gabe, they'd tell her parents immediately.
Not.
Good.
I think that's quite sensible, actually. Beatrice didn't believe a word of these rumours. Gabe was so sweet and lovely and beautiful. And beautiful Beatrice. Gabe was so sweet and lovely and beautiful. Beatrice just knew that he wouldn't be doing anything to kill these girls. Besides, Gabe isn't stupid. If he was killing these girls, he knew how obvious it'd look. No, Gabe was innocent. Beatrice was certain. The most recent person to go missing was Jenny, who was in her class at uni. She was a pretty redhead, really sweet as well, actually. It was a shame. So instead of telling her best friends the truth, she called them with a horsey, scratchy voice. She told them that she was too ill to come out. Delphi and Evie were disappointed, but Beatrice knew she was doing the right thing. She called Gabe immediately. Let's do it. Your place or mine. 10 minutes later, Beatrice was in the shower. Over the running water, she heard a faint knock. Thank you. Foley. Sticking her head out of the shower, she shouted, "Come in, it's open." A few minutes later, the banging on the door started again. This time, it became more erratic.
Sorry, Spotify. Literally every
That's just
fucking-
cost us £1,000. You're going to be on those meal deals soon as you fucking think, mate. We can't afford lunch. She stuck her head out again. It's not locked, just let yourself in. Just then, she heard her mobile ring from the sink where she'd left it while she showered. She was irritated. It would take her ages to shave a fanny at this point, wouldn't it, really? She's getting ready for Gabe to come round. She heard her front door open and close. She saw it was Gabe calling her. I'm in the shower. I heard you come in. Just help you. Oh, fuck's sake. Just help yourself to a beer in the fridge and I'll be... B, I'm not at your door. I'm stood across the street. I've just seen... What? Beatrice said urgently. What have you seen? It was Jenny. She walked through the door and I saw her. I think she's on her way up to your apartment. She was crawling up the stairs on all fours and it was so fast. It was like she wasn't even human. B, what the fuck is going on?
Oh.
Who's Jenny?
Yeah,
B,
I was
she's the
gonna
one,
say, who's
most recent one that's gone missing.
Oh, the redhead.
The pretty redhead. Beatrice pressed the end call button. Her heart was racing, but she can't say she was surprised. The doorknob on the bathroom door started to turn. Beatrice sighed. She supposed Jenny was about to get her revenge. And Beatrice didn't blame her. She wondered if any of the others would come too. As the door started to open, Beatrice realised, actually, boys weren't really worth it, were they? The end.
Wait, hang
So
on.
she killed
She's
them.
killed them.
She's murdered.
She killed all of Gabe's
She
girlfriends.
killed them because she wants to get fingered.
By Gabe.
We've all been there.
So Beatrice is jealous and
She kills
Kills.
Jenny, and
Yeah.
then that's why she just sighs and is like, "Oh, of course they're coming for
Wow.
me."
It does make me wonder that first one, that this definitely is true, isn't, or the person who sent this is a murderer.
Yes,
and
But
this
like,
is,
we'll
this
keep
is their
your anonymity.
confession.
that's good.
Yeah.
That was a good
Yeah,
one.
I'm fine
that
with
was a
that.
good one.
Yeah.
I like that.
Wow.
I had a nice little twist.
That
at the
gave
end.
me a bit of I just hate people crawling fast.
Yes.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that video that's like a short film and it's a woman on a train and she looks round and she sees the man?
Yeah.
No.
Oh my,
It's
it's one
so
of the
bad.
most petrifying things because she's on the train on her own and she peeks around.
Have you guys got it? Can we
Yeah.
see
Do you
it?
know what? I'm
That's
going to
the kind of
fucking
thing that
find
scares
it.
the fuck
I'm going
out
to
of me. I
find
hate
it and
that
then
kind of
I
thing.
think we should actually splice it in. I'm going to find it.
I'm scared.
It's only a
Yeah.
few minutes long, but it's horrific.
I'm already terrified.
Do you know what really shit me up when I was listening to Ghost Huns the other day? I can't remember what episode it was, but about the men who just stand still.
Oh,
Do you remember
Which
that
one
one?
was that?
yeah. What about the guy who he literally doesn't move?
Yeah, and he's like it behind like the fridge or whatever, and then the wife is like, "Oh no, there's a whole group of them, and they get taught to stand very, very still, and you don't notice them." And then the lady like drives round, and she's like, "I could see them everywhere once. You know how to look."
Oh, that is
Fuck,
horrible.
I hate that.
Well, it's your fault.
I know. I've got fucking dementia. I can't remember any of it. I'm like, that sounds great. What podcast this?
No, honestly, it's really shit me up for weeks.
No, I don't like that.
Okay,
at
I've
all.
got it. Oh, it's fucking horrific.
So this isn't real. It's just a
It's
little
just
short
it's
film.
just
It's a
horror
little
short, yeah.
short
Let me
film.
get to the. So she's on the train. People are there, and then all of a sudden they kind of start disappearing. Fuck off. Let me just skip to the bit. You get that bit.
We don't need any of this tension.
No. Right, there we go. Yeah. Everyone's
Oh
disappeared.
no. I'm scared. I'm on trains all the time.
I don't drive, so yeah. Oh. Fuck. No.
It's Frank.
Oh, shitting mother of fuck.
I'm upset.
I hate it so much. I'm shaking.
I don't want to look.
Looking. Just run.
Oh.
Run where? She's on a fucking train.
To the cockpit.
Just a cockpit on a train.
I hope it's not DLR.
That's hilarious.
Oh no.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
I hope it's not the DLR.
Is he naked?
No, I hope probably actually. Oh, it's
Oh, I
too-
don't want to. did you not see his face at the end?
Yeah, you do. You see it like
He's like right behind.
He's right. He's right next to her because she looks at the window, and then he's there in the reflection. How petrifying! It's people moving in like
Yeah.
weird ways. So that crawling up the stairs really got to me.
Yeah.
That really, okay. I've got a creep of the week from Siobhan, and this is about being cabin crew.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, we're gonna go into the air.
Please.
You don't think about aeroplanes being haunted, do you? They seem too modern.
I know, right? I've not seen a story.
And if someone dies in them, I suppose they must die all the time.
Yeah.
Did you see that story the other week of like they just put a dead body next to this couple and they didn't know about it?
Oh my God, yes.
And then afterwards they're like, what the fuck? You can't just put a dead body next to us on the plane.
Yeah, they
Right.
complained. They were like, can we get some compensation
Yeah.
for having a fucking corpse next
He
to
was
us?
like, he was quiet the whole time. Like, you know, he didn't
that
do
is
anything.
rank.
But you would be upset, wouldn't you?
You would be.
I don't
and
know
apparently
why,
there were
but you
loads
would
of
be
free
upset.
seats. And they were
Yeah,
like, can
yeah.
we get an upgrade? They were like, no.
Well, because I'd be asleep and I would definitely end up like
Touching it.
no.
Yeah.
onto the corpse.
dribbling. And my nan went on a cruise recently and she was thrilled because someone died and she watched the body get taken off the thing. She was dead excited about it. She was like, having a really lovely time. Went out onto the land yesterday, saw a dead body. Will you take me bins out on Thursday? She's fucking so excited, mate.
Do you remember that one that did the rounds when we were teenagers? It was about interrailing, and it was about this like two friends or like a girl who was by herself, and she went. Was it interrailing in the European train one? And she got on a train, and there's a guy opposite her being propped up by two guys next to him, and the whole thing was like he was just staring at her.
Oh, yeah.
And then it turns out right at the end she realizes he's dead. But he's just staring, and she's like, why is he staring so bad? And then like a doctor comes in or something and like sits next to him. He's like, leave, get off
Yeah.
at the next station with me. I'm going to tell you what's just happened.
Oh, wow.
And he takes her off, and he's like, that was a dead body.
I've
Yeah.
never heard that.
No, I
There's
haven't.
loads of
It was-
versions of it.
Loads of versions, and it was like
I
a
think we've
chain
done it here as well,
story
on
of
this.
like, if you don't forward this, you're going to have like
Oh, yeah.
bad
Oh,
luck
yeah,
and
yeah.
bad
Okay.
sex.
Send
So-
this to 10 friends. I've got fucking 10 friends. Nan, sorry.
Hot chick 9 at
What was your first email address?
Susie was at hotmail.com.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Anyone
No.
else? Anyone remember?
I don't think.
I do remember,
did
but
you
it's
have
so embarrassing.
Go on.
You can't. I don't think it's as embarrassing as mine.
Tell
Do you
us.
go first?
Well, mine it doesn't sound that embarrassing, but when you know the reason, it was Hannah_S_ at something else at outlook.com, and that was because I loved Charlie Simpson from The Busted. So I thought I was going to marry him,
Nice.
and I was like, may as well start using the name now, just to get used to it. And everyone's like, Hannah, you're 12.
I love that. I love that. I love that.
Go on, what was yours?
I would like to preface that it's what my dad used to call me,
Go on.
and he's dead. So if you're going to take the piss out of me, you're a really bad person.
We can't come for
Feel
you.
free.
Hannah Bannercustard at hotmail.com.
Hannah Banner what?
Hannah Bannercustard.
Oh, that's cute.
That's
Mine is so
adorable.
much more mental than
That's
yours.
Like, if you
insane.
didn't explain it,
Yeah,
then it's
yeah.
all right.
That's
No,
adorable.
that's really sweet.
That
That
is
is very
cute. 'Cause
And I'm not
usually
just
they're
saying
like,
that your dad's dead.
That is very sweet.
Well,
Yeah,
I'll crack it
yeah,
out when
you
I
did
can.
have a cringe
I
one.
think I just had the one I've had. I don't think it was
really?
very fun. I think
You
it was
must
just.
because you must have had a Hotmail.
It was a
'cause-
Hotmail, but I
yeah.
think it was just my name because it's never taken, so it's fine.
Yeah.
It's just yeah.
Oh, neither was mine. Mine's Hannah Bitchkowski, and I still chose to go with Hannah_S.
Okay, let's get into the cabin crew one. Hi Huns, I've been binging the pod since your TikToks a while ago and I love the chaos. I don't particularly believe in ghosts, but I have had a few unexplained experiences, so I'm open to the idea. After listening to episode 98 or 99, something weird happened, which I took as a sign to share my creepy experience. When you were talking about Susie's trip to Ireland, and particularly the place of Dingle, a lorry drove past me on my commute with the name Dingle Solutions.
No
Love this, Siobhan. I audibly gasped and decided to write in. So, for some context, I used to work as cabin crew for an airline based out of Heathrow. One of the aircrafts I worked on was the Boeing 747 before the company got rid of them. These are the ones that have the upstairs, but only at the front of the plane, the ones with the little hump. To get to the upper deck inside the plane, you walk up a set of stairs, and at the top, to the right is the galley where the food and drink is prepared, and to the left is the cabin with the flight deck at the far end. The cabin is small with only 20 business class seats. On the upper deck, there are only 2 crew working in that cabin. So, to my story. I was working a night flight to Nigeria. The service had finished and the lights were off and most people were asleep. Once the service is finished, the crew is split in half and one half go on break. While my colleague was taking her break, I was sitting in the galley. There was a little flip-down seat on the wall of the galley that faced away from the cabin. I sat down and pulled the curtain across the entrance to the galley. I turned on the light, leaving the cabin in darkness with the aid of the curtain, and opened my book. The cabin in darkness is already quite creepy, especially when alone, as the dim lights cast shadows and some people have been rumoured to see a figure by the door of the cockpit. It was silent apart from the hum of the chillers in the galley. All of a sudden it felt like someone was on the other side of the curtain. Thinking it was another crew member from downstairs coming to keep me company, I peered round the curtain, but no one was there. I got back to my book, but felt the same presence behind me again. The curtain rippled slightly, as if someone had moved past, and I heard a very quiet, "Excuse me?" I moved the curtain across to answer the passenger I assumed was there, but there was no one. Everyone but one person was asleep, but he was too far away, sitting comfortably to be the person I'd heard. I asked the other crew members if someone had come up or down the stairs, but they hadn't seen anyone. When I sat back down, I thought I must have been hearing things, but I left the curtain slightly open anyway, as I couldn't help feeling on edge. About 40 minutes or so passed, and it was my turn to go for a break. I got my head down and managed a quick nap, mostly forgetting about what I heard. The weirdest and creepiest part was that when I got back to the cabin after my break, my colleague told me the exact same thing happened to her. I want to lastly share a story that happened, and I heard this, but I think it's maybe a Chinese whisper, I don't know, but apparently it happened on the same aircraft as above, and they are old planes. Again, for a quick bit of context, these planes had bunks, which is where crews spend their break. On this aircraft, at the back of the plane, was a door that led to an area with a row of 4 chairs, the same as long-haul economy seats. There's also a ladder-style steps that lead to an area with bunk beds. This area is accessed by a key and passengers are not allowed in. The story goes that when the crew entered the rest area, there was a woman sitting in the seats. She was crying and in pain. The crew tried to ask her how she got in and where she was seated to take her back to her seat, but she was wailing, incoherent and inconsolable. Someone remembered seeing her with her husband, so she went to go and get him to help his wife back to her seat. When they asked the husband to come with them, he asked why, and the crew explained his wife was upset, possibly hurt at the back of the aircraft. He went pale and explained his wife had died on their trip and her body was in the hold on the way home for her funeral. Sorry for the longy, and I hope it was creepy. Thanks for keeping me entertained on my commute to and from work, from Siobhan.
Oh, dead bodies. I love a dead body in the hold.
Creepy.
Wow. That's dark.
That's dark. Yeah.
I wonder how many planes we have all been on where there has been a dead body in them.
I hope so.
But even if someone dies on the plane, the policy is that they just don't tell anyone, give them a newspaper, leave them there.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Because otherwise people are going to panic. Like, I used to work in a
Yeah.
theatre in the time before, and if someone dies mid-show, you just carry on.
Really?
You just leave, because otherwise there'll be mass panic. So like if someone dies in their seat,
Yeah.
Just leave them
the
there.
show must go on.
But how do you know that they're dead?
So the front of house will be watching all the, I mean, you probably won't, but if
If you find out.
you find out, also
Keep
quite
it
a
to
lot of people
yourself.
die in the toilets because,
Yeah, the strain.
because if you feel a bit funny, you're like, oh, I'll just go and have a poo and I'll feel
Yeah,
better, and then
yeah,
you have
yeah.
a stroke and die.
Yeah.
So like a lot of people will die in cubicles.
Bet you
What a way to
that's
go.
how I'm going to go. But yeah,
Show must go on.
I can see it happening.
Speaking of the show must go on, we must round this off with We Get Haunted.
So you don't have to.
So usually this is the bit where we try and contact the ghosts. I was going to bring a Ouija board, but I just thought, let's not fuck about.
She forgot.
Because they have attached themselves to us so much that we don't want that to happen to you.
That is a
You've got
very
your
good
protective-
excuse for forgetting.
No, I looked
appreciate
at my
that.
Ouija board and I was like, not everyone likes this.
Have you
And-
done Ouija boards?
Well, we have. We never really had any luck. However, we went to Lizzie Borden's house,
Oh my fuck.
which is amazing. If you're ever in Fall River, Massachusetts,
I really
Go.
want to go there.
top tier.
Really?
If you're ever in Boston, you can drive there quite easily. It was genuinely really fun. It was, and you can
Really?
stay there. It's like a B&B.
Yeah.
We didn't stay
Mad.
there, and I'm really glad we didn't fucking stay there. We just went for like a little tour, but you can stay there. You can do ghost hunt all night. there.
What?
So if you guys ever want to go, let's all go.
I'll
go back.
Oh my God, let's go.
Yeah, we'll
Let's
sort the
all
trip.
go.
Let's book it. Let's have a wine and
Well,
book
now
it.
that we've hired Ben.
Road trip to
Yeah,
Boston.
exactly, yeah.
No, I'm serious.
Oh my
I would
God,
totally go back
I
and
would
do it.
fucking love to do
But
that.
go
It's
on,
got
what
the true
happens-
crime and the ghosts.
Yeah,
happened
exactly.
there?
That marries very well.
So they don't allow Ouija boards in their house anymore, but they used to have one in one of the rooms, and someone nicked it. And then a few days later, the people who worked there like opened up, and the Ouija board was just outside the front door with a note that said "Make it stop."
Oh, I've just got chills.
Come on now.
Lizzie
got
Borden's
chills.
house is fucking incredible. We also went to the Conjuring house. Shit, don't bother.
Really?
Yeah,
That was shit. It
the
was always
the
good
Lizzie
fun.
Borden house is fucking great.
It was good. And when we were there was like a big mirror in one of the living rooms. And there was other people there, but there weren't that many people. And there was a woman in there who like came running out into the little corridor we were stood in with the woman who was giving us the tour. And she was like, "Look at this picture I just took." We'd look at it and I was like, "Yeah, like what crazy shit are you talking about, lady?" But genuinely, it was a picture she had taken of herself in the mirror and there's just a face behind her.
Oh,
I know.
vile.
And there was nobody else in the room with her. And yeah,
Vom.
it was creepy. Like I didn't at the time want to spend the night there. I was happy when we left,
Really?
but it was dark when we drove away and we were like,
Mhm.
and we
For
got
context of anyone who doesn't know, Lizzie Borden,
axe
axe-murderer, right?
murderer.
Killed her family?
Killed her family, killed her dad and her stepmom with an axe.
And got away with it.
Got away with it.
Mm.
Which is the one where that guy got hit in the head with an axe, but he carried on with his morning routine, even though he was. Do you know what I mean? He'd been like somebody had like chopped his head off, and he was just going around getting his orange juice and toast,
Tesco
and then he
meal
went
deal.
outside to get the paper and then died.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Like a chicken that keeps running when its head is off.
Exactly that, yeah.
Interesting.
Exactly that.
No, I don't know that one. I don't know, but I have got a good creepy story for you guys.
Yeah,
if
go
we
on.
have, if we've
Yes.
got 5 minutes,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
actually
yeah,
have
yeah.
told it before because we tell a story together every week on Redhanded, except for when it's Halloween, and then we kind of find a
Yeah.
creepy story and we tell each other.
Amazing.
And we really peaked the first 2 years we did it, and then since then it's been really fucking hard to find like as good stories. Like, I'm talking babies in refrigerators, scary the first couple of
Okay.
years that we did it. But this one I found later, and it just always creeped me out so much. And Hannah, you've obviously heard this one. There's
I don't know if I have. I can't remember. So
Yeah,
please go on.
no, I'll
I'm
tell
ra-
you.
I'm
And it's
drawn.
true story. So it's about this young woman whose name I can't remember. I apologise sincerely. And she is in her like late 20s, but she has like some learning disabilities. So she's always like lived at home with her parents. And in a bid to get more independence, she finally like moves out, and her parents are really proud of her. They get her a flat nearby and this is all happening in America, so an apartment near their house, and she lives there. She's doing really, really well, and they go and check on her regularly. They've got keys to the apartment, and a couple of days go by after she's been living there for a while, and they don't hear from her. So her dad's like, I'm just gonna go check. So he turns up one day, and it's like the afternoon, and he's looking around the flat. She's not answering. She's not
Oh
there.
my God, I just remembered.
Yeah. And so he knocks on her bedroom door, no answer, but he's like, she must be in there because she's not anywhere else in the flat. He opens the door and she's in bed, and there's a man on top of her, a naked man on top of her. And he's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And he closes the door thinking, oh, she's met a
She's getting
boyfriend.
laid.
And that's maybe why she hasn't been, responding to us for a few days. And he is, I guess, in a way, like kind of happy that she's got this independence. But he waits outside, waiting, thinking they're going to awkwardly come out of the bedroom and be like, "Oh, Dad, like, please don't let yourself in," or whatever. But after like a few minutes, nobody comes out. And he hears like shuffling and moving around in there, but nobody comes out. So after a while, he's like, what's going on? So he goes back in. The man's gone. The window's open. And the daughter's in bed, but she's dead. And she's been dead for days.
What the actual...
I know.
cutting
Oh,
Christ.
that is
I
right.
So a guy's jumped in, burglarized the apartment, and
Killed her and then been staying in the apartment for days having sex with her dead.
Oh my God.
That's real bad, isn't it? And it's actually, this is the interesting bit to it. They got his DNA, obviously, from
This is a
the
true
bed.
story.
This is a true story. And they got his DNA from the bed. And they, basically, this was the first time they ever did this. And I don't know how successful it is because you don't hear about it at all, ever. But they reckon that they used the DNA to reverse engineer a picture of his face.
What?
What?
Yeah. I don't know if you remember this bit, but that was like the big point of this story and why it was so interesting is that they were like, looking at his DNA, this is what we suspect he looks like.
And
Surely
did they
it's
catch
that.
him?
I don't think they did catch him.
Really?
Or maybe they did. I can't remember.
Because it looks fuck all like him.
Yeah. But there you go.
Yeah.
Oh
that's-
my God.
That
creepy,
is-
right?
That is
Yeah.
creepy.
Yeah.
That is
Jesus.
vile.
That is vile.
There you go. Everyone can enjoy that.
You don't need ghosts. Humans are just
Yeah.
bad.
Humans
Worse.
are
They
the
are.
worst. Messy.
Okay.
Very messy.
So instead of calling out the ghost fire. Oh no, wait. Did you say you did a Ouija board and Lizzie Borden's?
No, we just had the Ouija board story from them.
Oh,
Yeah,
fine.
we've
right.
tried it. We did one at the Ram's Inn. Fuck all happened.
Oh,
Nothing
fuck, what
happened.
happened? Oh yeah, because of course they it was on the doorstep being like,
Yeah,
make
yeah.
it stop.
We
That's
think we
fucking
contacted Keith Chegwin
horrible.
on the Ouija board.
Is he dead?
Yeah, in Stockwell.
I know. And then we went to a graveyard and we found Jeremy Beadle's grave. And I didn't even know Jeremy Beadle had died.
Oh
That was-
Yeah,
it,
sad.
it had to be a quick grief for me.
Okay, so in my boo notebook, I'm
Yeah.
going to write down a shape and a colour, and I'm
Okay.
going to do telepathy. And I'm going to.
Okay.
I'm going to do telepathy
I'm
if
going to
that's all
send
right.
it to you all.
Okay.
And we're going to, because I did this recently, and loads of people in the comments were like, they got the right one.
Oh, wow.
So it's like,
Okay.
and also like, oh no, science is saying there's something to it. So what I'm going to do, so I'm not.
Sure.
Everyone, shut your eyes.
Everyone look away so we don't.
So I'm going to
Look
think,
at the
okay,
shape.
and it's going to be like a basic shape.
Mm-hmm.
And a basic colour. It's not going to be anything. I'm not going to be like, it's magenta and it's, a hexagon. It's not that. It's going to be really simple.
Hexagons. Hexagon's a pretty basic shape, isn't it? Are you saying it's either going to be a circle or square?
Don't influence anything. I'm going, okay. Right. I've written it down
Okay.
so that, I'm not cheating. So what I'm
Sure.
going to do now is I'm going to shut my eyes and everyone listening can do the same thing. It's going to be a colour I'm sending you and a shape. And I'm really going to think about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Just thinking about a chicken Caesar wrap.
Ham hock.
Oh, God
Only the
bless the
best.
ham hock. God, it's so good.
I have just had I just had a pig in my mind. Susie, it's
Oh.
working.
It's not a pig.
The ham is, though.
The classic shape of a pig.
I've just sent you an emoji of a pig.
A magenta pig. That's what it is.
Okay.
Snorted like a fucking
Can
pig.
you please focus on this?
I think I've got
Sorry.
something already.
Hang on. Okay, I'm really sending it. I'm sending the shape right now. Really sending the shape. And the colour. Colour and the shape. Has anyone got anything? Would they like
Triangle.
to share with the
It's a
room?
triangle.
Okay, Hannah's saying triangle.
I'm going to say star.
Oh.
Star.
I thought it was a triangle, but I think it's a square now.
Oh, plot
Okay.
twist.
And any colours.
blue.
I got blue.
Yellow.
Yes.
Okay.
What, yellow square?
It's not any of the shapes you've said.
Okay.
What else
So
is
it's
left?
yellow. So
Circle.
shut your yeah.
The only one left, really, wasn't it? That was more of a power of deduction
Yeah,
more
yeah.
than telepathy.
Yeah. So
All right.
But this makes sense because of the tarot.
got the sight, I told you.
You
You
have got
do.
the sight. That was outrageous, that tarot.
Yeah.
I
And
can't
the
believe
sun's out.
that.
I was just like sunshine.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Got it.
Well, thank you
Yeah.
so much for
Guys,
joining us.
thank you. This was a
Absolutely.
pleasure.
That was
Having
cool. Can we
us.
do this all the time?
That
please?
was, honestly, we would love to. That was so much fun. That was the
Good.
most fun we've
And we'll
had
go
in
to the
ages.
Borden house, go on a road
Absolutely.
trip. Ben can come, bring his
Honestly,
phone.
you think we're joking? Let's
No,
go.
I'm not. I'm
Let's
in. I want to go to fucking Boston.
And we can just go be like, Myra's here. And
Yeah, fuck's sake.
like, she's punching me.
That mad bastard.
Coming on to me again.
Fucking hell.
Oh my
Anyway, this
God.
has been the Ghost Huns Redhanded mashup. Thank you
Oh,
guys
gorgeous.
so much. You're the best. And,
we will
obviously
see
check
you.
out Redhanded
Check
if you
out
haven't
Redhanded.
already.
And the YouTube of
They're
the Rams in
amazing.
Hauntings.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's out there.
And if you want any more Ghost Huns, go to www.patreon.com/Ghost Huns. If you want some more, we will see you next time.
Next week.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.